Breaking news headline: after 48 hours of intense talks, Israel and Iran announce historic ceasefire. The last 72 hours have been some of the most intense since the start of the war. But now there is a historic ceasefire between Israel and Iran. This ceasefire could last for 7 days. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the latest breaking news on what's happening. But before we get started, if you value what we do here, we ask that you please take 3 seconds to support us. Now let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, the big news is that after 48 hours of intense talks, Israel and Iran have announced a historic ceasefire. Now, the fighting has continued for several weeks now, but this weekend saw a massive escalation in attacks from both sides. But apparently, after 48 hours of intense diplomatic talks, both leaders have come to an understanding. Now, this was actually announced about 2 hours ago. Now, the fighting still continues, but the sources say that both sides are moving towards a temporary ceasefire. It's not clear how long this ceasefire will last. It might be just a few hours. It might be a few days. We'll see. Now, what's interesting is that according to these reports, the international mediators played a major role in getting both sides to agree to at least reduce the violence. Now, during these 48 hours, there were back-channel negotiations between Israel and Iran. These secret talks appear to have led to this moment right here. Now, the details of this agreement are not yet clear, but the fact that both sides agreed to at least sit down at the table and talk about this conflict is really encouraging. Now, both sides have given different reasons for wanting to end the fighting. For Israel, they said that they want to allow time for the hostages to leave Gaza. As you know, Hamas is holding many hostages in Gaza. They have taken thousands of hostages from Israel. So Israel says that we want to let those hostages go. They also said that they want to bring home the bodies of Israelis who have died in this war. On the other side, Iran said that they want to de-escalate the situation. They say that they don't want to provoke Israel anymore. And they also say that they want to stop the bloodshed. Now, there could be more reasons behind the scenes, but these are the official reasons that they're giving. It seems like both sides are feeling the pressure from the international community. The UN, the USA, many Gulf countries, they all want this war to come to an end. Of course, they've been pleading with both sides to de-escalate the situation, and it looks like the message got through. Now, there are also economic concerns. This war is costing billions of dollars. Both sides are hurting economically from this war. It's affecting their ability to fund their day-to-day activities. Also, there is internal unrest in both countries. People are asking questions about the future of this war. People are saying, hey, we want to go back to normal. We don't want our children to die anymore. We don't want this bloodshed. So the leaders in both countries are feeling the pressure from their citizens as well. Now, some people are saying that this is Iran's plan all along. At the beginning of the war, Iran said that this will be a long war. They said that this will last for months, even years. Some people think that this was Iran's plan all along. They wanted to wait until they had enough resources and enough support to be able to launch a major offensive, but then they would get international support to stop the war. Now, this may be true, but we cannot ignore the fact that Iran has recently displayed new missiles and new drones. In fact, last week, they displayed the wreckage of an American drone that they shot down. They paraded it around the streets of Tehran. That was a major propaganda victory for Iran. It showed that they have the ability to shoot down American drones. What this means is that Iran's position in the region has changed. At the beginning of this war, Israel was more powerful than Iran, but now it seems like the balance of power has shifted. Iran is looking stronger, and this gives them the confidence to negotiate with Israel. Now, the question is, why did Israel agree to this ceasefire? Well, over the past few weeks, Israel's focus has been on taking out as many Hamas fighters as possible. They've been going house to house in Gaza. They've been bombing Hamas positions. They've killed hundreds of Hamas fighters. So it seems like Israel's focus is no longer on achieving a political solution. They just want to take out as many Hamas fighters as possible. This ceasefire could be a tactical retreat. It could be that Israel wants to focus on something else, while Hamas is focusing on something else. This could be a chance for both sides to regroup. It could be that Israel doesn't want to continue fighting Hamas because it has not worth the casualties. So they're gonna pull back a little bit and then focus on negotiating with Iran. I don't believe that this is a surrender. I don't believe that Israel is giving up. This could just be a tactical move, a chance for them to regroup and then come back with a new strategy. Now, we'll have to wait and see what happens next. If this ceasefire holds, then maybe it will lead to longer negotiations. Maybe this is just a first step towards ending this war. On the other hand, if the fighting resumes tomorrow, then maybe this was just a pause. It wasn't a real ceasefire. Maybe Israel and Iran just needed a break from the fighting. Now, the Israeli Defense Forces just released a statement about this ceasefire. They said, "We are currently in a situation of quiet after 48 hours of extensive fighting. We are checking the information about the ceasefire." The IDF says that they're checking this information and they will decide what to do next. But according to the sources, the Israeli government is leaning towards accepting this ceasefire. They want to bring home the hostages. They also want to bring home the bodies of Israelis who have died in this war. Now, the reactions in Israel and Iran are mixed. Some people are happy that there is at least a pause in the fighting. Others are saying, no, we need to keep fighting. The same is true in Iran. Some people are happy about this ceasefire, but others are saying that Iran needs to continue fighting Israel. Now, outside of the two countries, many people are welcoming this news. The international community has been calling for a ceasefire. They want to end the bloodshed. They want to end the death of innocent civilians. Many people are thanking the international mediators for playing a major role in bringing both sides together. Now, the world is watching to see what happens next. How does this ceasefire go? Does it lead to longer negotiations? Or does the fighting resume tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. According to the watchers on the ground, the next 7 to 10 days will be crucial for the Middle East. If this ceasefire goes well, then maybe it can lead to longer-term negotiations. But if it fails, then we could see more violence erupt in the Middle East. Now, this situation is very fluid. Things can change quickly. We'll keep you posted with the latest updates. But for now, let's just hope that this ceasefire leads to peace in the Middle East. Hey, thanks for watching! If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching!